This video is sponsored by the Grimhollow Monster Grimoire, a massive collection of insanely scary monsters, all of which have names I can't pronounce. It started out as a grim collection of 400 various monsters, but they piled on playable monster races, a guide to role-playing monsters, monster parts and ingredients, adaptable template monsters, and a crazy amount of side products. Some people involved in the project include Sean Merwin, Anne Gregerson, James Hayek, WebDM, and Mr. Rex. The few that I've met are lovely creatives, and the others were a pleasant surprise. If you like painting minis, they have a huge set with huge minis. That's a lot of surface area. Check out the Monster Grimoire in the shop using the link below. Throw some coins at those monsters and be happy that this part of the video is over. Welcome to a video about Dragonborn, one of the most shamefully written races in D&D. I mentioned it briefly in the Kobold video, but let's run through the lineage of non-dragons. Dragonborn are not born from dragons, but were designated by dragons, or gods because we couldn't even decide that, and instead hatched from dragon eggs. So a Dragonborn is born when a Dragonborn porks a Dragonborn, not born from dragons, and also we don't know why they look like humans. Dragons spawn are humanoid dragons that were born from 5th edition to complicate things even further. They're supposed to be variants born from the evil chromatic goddess Tiamat, even though Dragonborns come in all color variants. Kobolds either came from nowhere, or they're tiny dragon spawn but not Dragonborn, and Urds are like the variant. Oh yeah, then we have half-dragons, who are actually made when a dragon lays pipe in anything that isn't a dragon. This is what 5 out of the 9 races should be. Then we have fucking Dragonkin, another piece of shit that's a distant relative of dragons, but not their kin. And then we have Draconians, which I didn't even know existed, but they're corrupted variants of Dragonborn from Dragonlance, and there are 5 subtypes because end me. Troglodytes and lizard folk are like the amphibians to dragon people's reptile. And also there are draconian bloodline sorcerers. This is hell. The first sentence that describes them is exactly how I feel about them. Born of dragons. Except not really, as their name proclaims. So you'd think the Dragonborn walk proudly through a world that greets them with fearful incomprehension. Because you made them incomprehensible. Honestly, that's a smart failsafe. Actually, I can't really fault them for that. Are you ready to read further? Because it's not a happy time. Dragonborn don't have tails. They can never have wings, and although every Dragonborn I've played has a unique color, most of them are muddy because of interbreeding. They're either slightly reddish brown or slightly golden brown or brown. Because again, they inbreed because they aren't half dragons. Apparently some specific clans retain their scale color by, well, being brain-damaged purebreds. I find it so funny that it states, they combine the best attributes of dragons and humanoids, but they don't have any good attributes, like flying, or living longer than 80 years. Okay, now that we have that dumpster fire out of the way, let's see what kind of culture they have. They're a little bit interesting, as every Dragonborn comes from a clan, similar to dwarves, except we have no idea what the clans value, why they exist, and what depletion of resources led them to an honor-based culture, but they have them. The rest of their entire culture is derived from what the perfect American worker would be. Here are their ideals, boiled down into a few tenets. The clan is more important than me, my life, and my religion. I know my station and shall perform my duty above all else. I am an individual that can always be improved because I am imperfect. I will master one skill in my lifetime, and even though I take pride in my mastery, everything I do is for the clan. As a Dragonborn, I should be racist. And there you have it, that's the entire 5e Dragonborn brain. So they suck my big toe, and they might suck yours too. Right now, this script feels a little short, so I want to spitball some fixes. First, dissolve like 5 of the Dragon Womb variants. Individuals are unique enough. No player wants 2 Dragonborn parents, so we'll make them either a shagging byproduct or someone who is cursed to be part dragon. In my homebrew world, Dragonborn were super rare and only occurred as the result of a sort of contract made with a wish-granting dragon. Second, give these bastards tails. I feel like the lack of tails is a slap in the face to Dragonborn's balance, but also my preferences. Third, drop the damn clan thing. If they're uncommon races anyway, they shouldn't have big loyalist communities unless someone is directly antagonizing them, which nobody is. In this side segment specifically, it says that people are just a little cautious compared to the outright fear from other races that I've mentioned before. It's up to your DM to decide if this caution is justified or irrational based on, widespread behavior, but it doesn't translate to you as a player being a total outcast. Dragonborn should just be some unique weirdos running around the world by themselves. Like dragons. I do like the breath weapon though, that scales quite nicely. And last, make them live a long-ass time. Dragons live like 600 years or something, which is very inaccurate because I didn't check, and humans live until they die. So a way to settle in between those two should absolutely be a few centuries, not 8 decades. Unless, of course, they are all actually inbred cripple people who stick to their own kind, in which case, maybe don't put these Dragonborn in your game, because this was bad. And that's basically Dragonborn.